Okay, so hopefully we got this right. So now that we have established we're all going to be on the floor because we don't have fancy tables, even though I do, it's outside in the backyard. But so what we're going to do, okay, so in order for me to keep her looking at me so I can do what I need to do, what I like to do is I just use the hair under here, and I'm not like grabbing her like this, like keep your head still. What I'm gonna do a lot of time is just a little bit, and this is supposed to mimic, this is what I was told, is supposed to mimic how they, the mother disciplines them when they're younger. And so it's just learning their language. And so what we're doing is we're just kind of holding her chin here, right? And it's just enough to where she can still pull away. I'm not hanging on to her. I'm not gonna like not let her move her head, see, just like that. But it is just kind of signaling to her like, I want you to stay still, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our comb and we're going to bring the hair over her eyes, kind of like a baseball visor, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these nice little handy dandy shears and I'm just gonna cut the hair just kind of in a straight line, right? So then this way, we're not really even putting the scissors close to skin. We're just basically cutting that hair that's lying over that eyebrow area. And however short, however long you want to do it, that's where you guys can get creative. All right, so once again, you know, I want it to go a little bit shorter, so I'm going to come in and just go and just grab in just a couple more hairs, right? So now, look up, right? So now it's not hanging in her eyes as much. Okay, I don't think she likes being a model. All right, so now she's gonna look at me, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna comb this up a little bit. And if you want to, at this point, you say, you know what, this is still too long up here. What you can do is you can just kind of, like I said, this isn't to look pretty, but I kind of like put it in between my fingers like a hairdresser would and give her a little bit of a mohawk, and then I'm just gonna cut along the lines of my fingers here and cut some of it off that way. And now this way, when she goes to play, so as you can see, we're starting to shorten it up just a little bit. She's not thrilled with this, but that's okay. So, so now then this way, if we go like this, because this is ultimately what's going to happen after she plays for a little bit, we can see, you know, it's not really going to go and go over into her eyes all that much. And if you want to go a little bit shorter, by all means, go a little bit shorter. All right. So now let's just say, you know, we got a little comb here. All right. Now, this is how I normally use, guys, a flea comb. And this is just because it's a little bit closer together, so I can go through those hairs. And this is how I get a lot of those eye goobies out. So I just come in into the corner of the eye and just kind of do a scoop, right? And so look, you can see kind of getting some of those eye goobies that you didn't really get to see. I don't know if you can see that, but not that we want to look at goobies. All right. So this is the only part that I'm gonna say is a little bit tricky. All right. So what I want you guys to do is we're gonna take our scissors here. Some people are gonna be comfortable with it. If your dog starts moving at all, do not do it, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up. So I don't know if you can see this here. Let's see. Let's see where you're at, right. All right. So I kind of combed all this hair up. I combed it up so it's away from her eye and away from the skin, and I combed it up in the middle here too, okay? And so what I'm gonna do at this point is, again, we're holding her. She can still move her head around, right? But this will kind of keep her still a little bit. So we're just gonna hold this bottom hair onto the chin, because this is where we really need her to hold her head still. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do the top of those hairs. I'm not even gonna go down by the skin. I'm just cutting the very tops of the hairs that we got sticking out here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn her head this way, and I'm gonna do that again here, okay? So, of course, you know, now the grooming part comes in, and I'm like, wait a minute, that needs to get a little shorter. But, so I would just recommend then you can take your comb again, or you can take your fingers like I was just doing, and just kind of get that hair to stick out, because we just don't want to get these blunt little scissors close to the skin. So we're trying to push that hair out as much as we can and just cut what's sticking out. And I think this is what most people are going to have an issue with. Okay, so now as you can see here, now Miss Riley has nice, clean, clear eyes. And if she goes to play, that's what's going to fall in her way. Here, look up, hun. So we're going to keep the hair out of her eyes. You know, she's not looking like she was if she was coming from the groomer, but she's clean and she can see and she has no mats, and that's what's important. All right, so hopefully you guys will be able to do a lot of this while you're at home too. All right, so now Riley doesn't necessarily like to have her nails done, so this is going to be really fun, right? But so with the nails, I normally tend to do this type of nail clipper or this type of nail clipper. So here's like the little scissor kind, which I'll probably use on her. And then this one, you can put the nail in through here and it'll stop you at a certain point. And I know nails are really intimidating for a lot of people. But it's really important to do the nails because, and I left hers longer because she was in this together. And I'm like, no, honey, no. So, like I said, she didn't like her nails done. So a lot of times, what I'll try and do, so a lot of times what you can try and do is, if you have somebody at home that's able to help you, sometimes giving a little bit of peanut butter, make sure it's natural peanut butter, that you can give them a little bit of peanut butter or a substance that they may like. Sometimes just holding a treat in front of them will distract them just enough that you can kind of get in there and do it. So hang on, Ryan. I just want to show them. I'm not going to cut, right? I'm not going to cut. Hang on. Not yet. Okay. So it's really hard to see this. And I might have to reposition myself to, I might even take this outside because I think it might brighten it up a little bit more that you guys are going to be able to see how to do the nails. So hang on 1 minute.